Have you ever noticed that the most beautiful things in life never come when you're in a hurry? The rose doesn't bloom in a day. The diamond doesn't form in a week. And you, my friend, were not created to live in the anxiety of now. There's a divine timing operating over your life, a celestial chronometer that doesn't beat to the same rhythm as your wristwatch. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reveals a truth that can revolutionize your perspective. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. But here's what most people don't understand. God's timing isn't just about when things will happen. It's about who you'll become while you wait. Think about the seed buried in the soil. It doesn't scream desperately asking to become a tree immediately. It trusts the process, absorbs nutrients, develops deep roots in the darkness. And when it finally breaks through the surface, it's not just any tree. It's exactly the tree the world needed, in the exact place where it was planted, at the perfect moment to give shade to those who need it most. Your waiting is not a punishment. It's preparation. Every day you think you're wasting time, God is shaping your character. Every door that closes when you knock, He's directing your steps to the right door. Every no you hear is God protecting you from something that seemed good but wasn't the best. Do you know Joseph's story? Sold by his own brothers at 17, unjustly imprisoned on false charges, forgotten for years in the dungeon. If you were Joseph, wouldn't you be questioning God's timing? Where is my justice? Where is my reward? Why me, who always sought to do right, have to go through this? But Joseph didn't know that every betrayal, every injustice, every year in prison was God strategically positioning him to save an entire nation from famine. God's timing transformed Joseph's greatest pain into his greatest glory. And it wasn't just Joseph. Think about David, anointed king as a boy, but who spent years fleeing in caves, being persecuted by the very king he was supposed to replace. Years of fear, years of uncertainty, years asking, God, when will it be my turn? But God was using each cave to teach David humility, each battle to develop his faith, each psalm written in pain to prepare the heart of the greatest king Israel ever had. Moses spent 40 years in the desert before being used by God to free Israel. 40 years! He could have thought, I missed my chance, I'm too old now. But God was using every year in the desert to remove Egypt from Moses' heart, to teach him patience, to prepare him to lead a rebellious people for another 40 years. Moses' waiting time wasn't wasted time. It was time invested by God in forming history's greatest liberator. Sometimes you look at others and think, why does it take so long for me? You see people achieving what you dream of, living the life you plan, reaching where you want to go. You turn on your phone and see the achievements, successes, celebrations, and a voice whispers in your ear, you're behind. You missed your chance. Everyone is passing you by. But you don't see the battles they fought in silence, the fears they faced alone, the tears they shed when no one was watching, the lessons they learned in the cold early hours. And especially, you don't see that their purpose is different from yours. God doesn't have a universal schedule where everyone must hit the same milestones at the same age. He has a personalized, unique, exclusive plan for you. God is not late in your life. He's exactly on time. Heaven's time, not Earth's. God's clock marks moments of transformation, not just achievement. He counts heartbeats of faith, not just seconds of success. He measures depth of character, not just speed of conquest. When Abraham received the promise that he would be father of a great nation, he was 75 years old, and Sarah was barren. The promise came, but fulfillment took 25 years. 25 years of waiting. How many times did Abraham look to the sky and ask, God, did you forget the promise? But God hadn't forgotten. He was working not just on Sarah's womb, but on Abraham's heart. Each year of waiting was a year of growing in faith, until Abraham became known as the father of faith. And Sarah? She laughed when she heard she would be a mother at 90. She laughed in disbelief, laughed at impossibility. But God transformed her laughter of doubt into laughter of joy. When Isaac was born, Sarah said, God has brought me laughter, and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. God's timing transformed Sarah's barrenness into miraculous motherhood. Are you in a season where nothing seems to be happening? Where your prayers seem to be ignored? Where your dreams seem to be dying slowly? I want to tell you something. God is not a God of coincidences. He's a God of purpose. Every detail of your life, every apparent delay, every closed door, every no you receive, all of this is part of a bigger plan you can't see yet. Imagine an embroidery being made. If you look from underneath, you'll only see tangled threads, confused knots, colors that don't make sense together. But if you look from above, you'll see a perfect work of art, each thread in the right place, each color contributing to the beauty of the whole. Your life seen from below might seem confusing, but seen from above, from God's perspective, it's a masterpiece under construction. God's timing is pedagogical. He uses time to teach us. When you wait, you learn patience. When you have no control, you learn dependence. When you see no way out, you learn faith. When you're alone, you learn that God is enough. When you're broken, you learn that God is the one who restores. Haste is the enemy of excellence. God isn't just interested in giving you what you want. He's interested in giving you what you need when you're ready to receive it. And sometimes, you're not ready yet. Not because you're not good enough, but because the blessing that's coming is so great that you need more emotional, spiritual, and even physical structure to sustain it. Think about an Olympic athlete. They don't get to the Olympics overnight. It's years of training, years of discipline, years of sacrifice. Each morning waking up early, each sore muscle, each social sacrifice. All of this is preparation for those few minutes in competition. Olympic gold doesn't come just from the minutes of the event, but from the years of preparation. Your life is a spiritual Olympic preparation. God is training you, strengthening you, molding you for the right moment. And when that moment comes, you won't just receive the blessing. You'll be prepared to manage it, multiply it, to be a blessing to others. Sometimes God's delay is protection. Sometimes that door that didn't open was a door to a relationship that would destroy you. Sometimes that job you didn't get was an environment that would contaminate your values. Sometimes that opportunity that passed was a trap disguised as a blessing. God isn't denying good things from you. He's reserving excellent things. When you trust God's timing, something supernatural happens inside you. Anxiety gives way to peace. Haste gives way to patience. Despair gives way to expectation. Because you understand you're not waiting in emptiness. You're being prepared in the process. Trusting God's timing isn't passivity. It's not sitting and doing nothing, waiting for things to fall from heaven. It's doing your part with faith, knowing God will do His part at the right time. It's planting the right seeds, watering with prayer, caring with obedience, but leaving the harvest time to God. Noah built the ark for 120 years before the rain started. 120 years. Imagine the neighbors laughing, friends questioning, family doubting. Noah, there's not even a cloud in the sky. But Noah trusted God's timing, and when the rain started, it wasn't just water falling, it was salvation for his family and preservation of humanity. Jesus waited 30 years to begin his public ministry. God's own son waited. Didn't start at 18, didn't start at 25. He waited until the fullness of time. And when he started, in just 3 years he revolutionized human history. Jesus' waiting time wasn't wasted time. It was preparation time for the greatest mission ever executed on earth. Maybe today you're in a season of waiting. Waiting for the dream job, the right relationship, healing, the answer to a prayer you've prayed 1,000 times. And the temptation is to speed things up, force doors, create shortcuts, make hasty decisions. But what if I told you that what you're waiting for is also waiting for you? Waiting for you to get ready. Waiting for you to grow. Waiting for you to become the person capable of managing the blessing that's coming. God's timing is perfect because He sees the end from the beginning. He knows every piece of your life's puzzle and knows exactly when to fit each one. He sees connections you don't see, opportunities that don't exist yet, people who will cross your path at the exact moment. When you receive what you're waiting for, you'll understand it couldn't have been before. Not because God wanted to make you suffer, but because He wanted to make you prosper completely. The Bible says in Isaiah 55:8-9, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, So are my ways higher than your ways and my thoughts than your thoughts. God thinks differently than you. He sees what you don't see. He knows what you don't know. He planned what you didn't imagine. And that's why trusting his timing is the wisest decision you can make. When Hannah prayed asking for a child, she had been barren for years. Year after year going to the temple, year after year crying out to God, year after year returning home empty-handed. But when God answered, he didn't just give a son. He gave Samuel, the prophet who anointed kings, who changed Israel's history. Hannah's waiting time was God's time, preparing not just her womb, but the heart of a mother who would raise a man of God. Esther waited a whole year of preparation before being presented to the king. A year of treatments, a year of preparation, a year of anxiety. What if he doesn't choose me? But when her time came, she not only won the king's heart, she saved her entire people from extermination. Esther's preparation time was God's time, molding not just her beauty, but her courage to be queen in a moment of national crisis. You are not an exception. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are exactly where God wants you to be right now. Not forever, but for now. Not as a final destination, but as preparation for what's coming. And when your time comes, and it will come, you'll look back and see that every tear shed was an investment in the joy that was coming. Every closed door was direction to the right door. Every no was protection for the yes that would change your life. Trusting God's timing is more than having patience. It's having faith that he's writing a beautiful story with your life, even when you can only see the current page. It's believing he has something much greater prepared than you can imagine, something worth every second of waiting. It's like being in a dark room and trusting that someone who can see is guiding your steps. You don't see the path, but you trust the guide. You don't understand the route, but you believe in the destination. You don't control the speed, but you rest in the safety. God's timing is never wasted. It's always invested. Invested in your formation, your growth, your preparation. And when harvest time comes, you won't just celebrate the result. You'll be grateful for the process. Today, I invite you to make a choice. The choice to trust. Not just with your mind, but with your heart. Not just with words, but with actions. Not just in easy moments, but especially in difficult ones. Because when you trust God's timing, you stop competing with others and start cooperating with purpose. You stop forcing things and start flowing with divine plans. You stop living anxious about the future and start living grateful for the present. Now it's your turn to let go of control and embrace trust. Carry this truth with you. You're not behind, you're right on time. You weren't forgotten, you're being prepared. You didn't miss your chance, your greatest opportunity is still coming. And share this truth with someone who needs to hear it. Because what transforms your life can be the seed of transformation for another, exactly in God's perfect timing.